Welcome to the Hillsborough Virtual School New Student Orientation. In elementary, we serve grades kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. During this orientation, you will meet your teachers, be introduced to the learning management system that we use. You'll see an overview of some of the programs and curriculums that we integrate into our learning management system, as well as some important things that you'll want to be aware of as you get started. Please pay close attention as there will be a follow-up activity for you to complete at the close of this orientation. Let's begin. Here are our fabulous HVS elementary team teachers. In kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, you will have two teachers. Mrs. K. Moore teaches the ELA and social studies block, and Mrs. Meismer teaches the STEM block, or science and mathematics. In 3rd grade, you'll have one teacher, that's Mrs. Johns. She teaches all of the subject areas. In 4th grade, Mrs. Thomas teaches all of the subject areas. And in 5th grade, Mrs. A. Moore teaches all of the subject areas. We have a wonderful team of AGP teachers that work with our gifted students, both in our full-time program and throughout the district in our gifted virtual program. Mrs. Domas, Mrs. Hicks, and Mrs. Lynch make up our gifted team teachers. In our HVS elementary program, we use a learning management system called Canvas. Canvas is the program that you will have all of your lessons delivered through. It houses all of our different curriculums, and there are many pieces to our puzzle. So this is the source, the learning management system that brings it all together for you. This is our primary method of communication as well. There is a messaging email system built into Canvas that you will be working with your teacher directly through. As you see on the screen here, this is a welcome page to one of the courses. This happens to be grade 4 homeroom. Many of your welcome pages will look very similar, with an announcement area, a brief contact information for your teacher, and then links to all of your other subject area courses. During the first few days of school, both the student and the learning coach work through the orientation in our Canvas courses. You see part of an orientation outlined here on the screen. This orientation will give you some more details about our learning management system. You'll learn how to navigate, how to submit assignments, what different assignments are, where to check grades, all of the important components that we utilize in our program through our learning management system. You'll want to pay close attention and complete it in a timely manner so that you can begin working in your subject area courses as soon as possible. During the orientation, you'll find out more information as you work through those different lessons and activities, but the week at a glance is our main place for finding out what is due each week. It gives you an overview of what assignments should be completed and what should be submitted, and it allows you to organize your week. Each subject area class will have a week at a glance, in addition to an overview that outlines the standards being addressed that week. The assignments are due at the end of each week. You'll want to follow the directions on each of the links in the week at a glance so that you can complete them the way they are designed. If you have any questions as you work through a week at a glance, your teacher will be available to reach out to. Our HVS curriculum follows the district curriculum and instructional maps. These are specifically designed to help teachers and students address all of the standards at each grade level. In addition, our teachers add interactive programs and videos for delivery of instruction and practice. You should plan to take at least 4.5 to 5 hours per day for schooling. Each day consists of language arts, math, science, and social studies activities. Language arts will be both reading and writing and include at least 120 minutes of activities each day. Mathematics will be planned for about 60 minutes of activities each day. Science, another 60 minutes of activities, and social studies, about 30 minutes per day. In each of these activities, you will have both online and offline activities. You will want to be sure that you complete the week at a glance as it is scheduled. This is essential as there are key elements that are not just in Canvas in the activities, but are directions to be completed offline. A notebook will be kept for each subject area. At different grade levels, there are sometimes subjects that are grouped together, so you'll want to be sure that you pay close attention to the courses that are on your student's plan and the directions that are given in that course. Even in mathematics, when we have activities online, we will want to be sure that your work in the problem solving is taking place in that offline notebook. Any offline activities should be kept in your notebook, which you'll see in the materials section in just a little bit with more specifics there, as well as the follow-up that you'll receive from your teacher. Those notebooks can consist of composition notebooks, binders, anything that you can gather that information together, as your teachers will be reviewing it throughout the year. Throughout the school year, our Hillsborough Virtual School teachers will offer different kinds of field trips for our students in elementary school. These opportunities are a great chance to meet some of the other students face to face, spend some time learning with your teachers, and for families to come and enjoy the learning experience associated on a field trip. Our students have been to the aquarium, the zoo, Legoland. We are looking forward to many exciting field trips in the spring as well. Learning coaches are a vital component to our HVS elementary program. So what do effective learning coaches do? Well, effective learning coaches create a daily schedule that works for their family. They'll look at the week at a glance ahead of time to be able to see what assignments are given for each day, and then they'll work that into the family schedule to be sure that they will be remaining on pace and on track for completing the week's worth of assignments. Learning coaches will have a designated work area for their students and supplies available to complete the lessons. They will also communicate with teachers about progress or problems that may occur while they work through the assignments. Learning coaches will assist students in submitting any required projects or enrichment activities. We know that this is especially important for our younger students. Learning coaches will monitor the quality and effort of student work and ensure that students are working every day in their classwork that has been assigned. Effective learning coaches are active participants in their child's daily educational routine, and they take advantage of extension activities, field trips, and supplemental programs to deepen their child's learning. Effective learning coaches ensure that their child is present for mandatory state and district testing. It's extremely important for learning coaches to be involved and work every day with their child to ensure that the best learning experience is made available to each student. Our students work both offline and online and will need supplies for both schoolwork experiences. Traditional school supplies are needed to work for offline activities and assignments. You'll see listed in K2, the ELA STEM classes, you'll need 2 notebooks or journals. In 3rd through 5th grade, you'll need 1 per subject or 4 notebooks. These can be either spiral, composition, or binders. Pencils, pens, sticky notes, crayons, scissors, glue sticks, notebook paper, and other papers will be needed for your supply list, as would be in traditional school as well. In 3rd through 5th grade, we've mentioned earlier their literature units, and you'll see them outlined on the side of this slide. Please read through them and plan on how you will gather access to these novels through ebooks, purchasing them at a bookstore, or checking them out from the local library. Each quarter will have one of these novels assigned in 3rd through 5th grade, and your teacher will be outlining that in the week at a glance in announcements to give you a heads up as to when they are coming up in the future. Virtual school supplies needed are there for online work as well. Your student will need access to a headphone or microphone set to be able to work on the computer. He or she can use a variety of different styles and price points that are available either at discount or office supply stores. And these microphone headsets will be needed in our live lessons throughout the year, as well as some of the submission assignments that will be requested from your teacher. Please work on gathering these supplies as you begin to get ready for your work in Hillsborough Virtual School. At Hillsborough Virtual Elementary, we have expectations that ensure that each student's school year will be a success. Beginning with attendance, it is required for daily login and weekly progress through the lessons. If a student is to be absent on any day, then you'll need to notify your teacher of those absences. It is also required that submission of required assignments or projects be done on a timely basis. This includes any activities that are scheduled in the week at a glance, as well as the literature units, tests, and other checkpoints that are placed throughout the lessons. A monthly call or check-in with the teacher is also an expectation, and you'll find out more details in the week at a glance and follow-up that comes from your teacher. each student is required to complete the mandatory state and district testing. This may include SAT, FSA, or other state district testing, and it all takes place at the HVS office. As you gather those dates from your teacher throughout the year, you'll want to ensure that your calendar is set up to meet the scheduled day and time, as this is a requirement for HVS Elementary. HVS Elementary also has quarterly in-person portfolio checks with your teacher and iReady testing. These checks are an opportunity for your student to show all of that offline work to his or her teacher. This includes notebooks, workbooks, specific assignments. All of those things are to be reviewed by the teacher for progress monitoring. The portfolio checks and iReady testing will take place at the HVS office, and it's very important that you pay close attention to the dates and times that are offered so that your student can have a success in this opportunity. HVS is a choice school, and any non-compliance with curriculum pacing, attendance, mandatory testing checkpoints, or portfolio checks will put your student at risk for withdrawal from the program, and your student may be required to return to the zone school. What can you expect as you begin to get ready for the HVS Elementary school year? Your teacher will be sending you a welcome email and call as it gets closer to the school year. During the first week of school with HVS Elementary, there will be a planned Meet the Teacher open house opportunity so that you can get to know the teachers that are assigned to your student. It will also be important for you to pick up any materials that are key components of the lessons at the HVS office. Your teacher will also schedule the Canvas orientation course to be completed during your first week of school. It's extremely important that both the learning coach and the student work through this Canvas orientation so that you are familiar with all the components of the Canvas learning management system and how the lessons and expectations are designed for this school year. Fourth and fifth graders will also have an opportunity to apply for the National Elementary Honor Society during the school year. And each school year we have a Barnes & Noble book fair, so you'll want to look for more information on that book fair coming from your teacher soon. We have come to the end of our new student orientation for Hillsborough Virtual Elementary School Spring 2017. It's now your turn to take that next step and confirm completion of this activity. Please send an email to your teacher or teachers with the following information. Include your student name and grade. Please include your name as the learning coach, your contact email and phone number, as well as the following statement. We have watched the orientation presentation. If you'd like to add any other information for your teacher, you may do so as well. The teacher contact information for each grade level is listed below. If you have students in different grade levels, please make sure you're sending that confirmation email to each of the teachers that has your student. Grades kindergarten, first and second grade will send the email to both Mrs. Meismer and Mrs. Kimbermore. Grade 3 will send the email to Mrs. Johns, grade 4 to Mrs. Thomas, and grade 5 to Mrs. Ashley Moore. We're looking forward to working with you and your student this school year and are excited to hear from you confirming that you have completed this orientation. Welcome to Hillsborough Virtual School.